So the name of this video is called Twitch is pushing streamers over to Kick. Talk about kick.com.
Hey, are you ready for me to paint you a turd-colored picture of the streaming space right now? Because that's what I'm going to do. We're going to have some fun doing it. But first, I want to remind you that the vertical plugin for OBS is completely free. Edited for you. The goal is
very good plugin, by the way.
Here. One, let's just go through and update all the important stuff going on right now. Two, let's have a nice consensus at the end of it. Like, okay, so this is the nature of streaming. What should I do? What decisions do I make? And then three, we're going to do this and we're going to not be sad. Because that's the nature of being a content creator and an entrepreneur. You need to be aware of the space so you can make the decisions to be creative, be innovative, and do some great things and make some money as a content creator. Let's start by trimming the fat, getting the easy ones out of the way early. Facebook gaming. Remember that thing? Facebook shut down their gaming app almost a year ago. It's saying, hey, don't worry, it's still on the website. But now, as of like last week, they shut down their application to partnership. So you literally can't even apply to be a Facebook gaming partner right now. Let's just call a spade here. Facebook gaming is over. I mean, Facebook gaming was never.
I agree with that. I think Facebook gaming is. I think they're on the wind down now. They're like, okay, let's we're not going to renew the contracts. We're not going to bring in new partners over. It's time to wind this thing down so that we can have a gentle sunset. I think that's what's happening over there.
We're truly 100% there to begin with, but it's gone. I'll say what I said a long time ago when they were pretending to be in the fight, and that you should probably keep in mind moving forward, which is if a platform's main monetization strategy doesn't actually involve content creators, it's probably not a great place for you to try to build your content creation business. Facebook doesn't make money off creators, so Facebook doesn't care to see creators succeed, and that's just an important variable in the.
That's an opinion. I mean, they can not make money off of content creators and still care about content creators. It's possible, although unlikely. I think that's an opinion, though.
The decision-making process, but cool. Got Facebook out of the way. Let's jump over to YouTube, a company whose main focus is on content creation. However, they've been bumming me out. As someone who moved to YouTube a while ago and had a lot of hopes for YouTube, it feels like they've taken a 180-degree turn in their, at least in their live streaming agenda here. I know Google.
Yeah, YouTube they've had some shuffles at the top. They've had some shufflers at the top. They've had some I think 3 different people in the last 3 years running YouTube gaming. And during that shuffle, nothing really substantial has happened over there.
Google had a ton of layoffs, and I know a lot of those people were from the content side. It's why you don't see any YouTube originals going on anymore. It's why you haven't seen any updates to the live streaming space in forever.
Nobody's really talking about Google's layoffs. Everybody's talking about Amazon and Twitch. When you look at Twitch streamers and stuff, but nobody's really talking about, like, Google had the same layoffs. And, like you just said, it affected a lot of people on the content side and some other areas. So this is an industry-wide thing. It's not exclusive to Twitch. People are saying Twitch is dying, blah, 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 because of layoffs. But the competition's having the same issues.
Feels like YouTube dove in head first a while back and then realized recently what Twitch learned a couple years ago, which was hosting a live streaming platform is really expensive and it's just not profitable. And with the tech space.
Yeah. Ustream, I remember I talked about that yesterday. I think we were talking about that yesterday. Ustream found that out early too. Back in the old days, Ustream.tv was bought out by IBM, and they went to a paid model. And that's why I still think to this day, I think Twitch is probably going to consider a paid model as well. Different tiers, all the different assets and benefits you get from, the number of subs. You know how you can unlock emote slots and stuff like that. I really think they're just going to make those higher tiers now. So if you want all the emote slots, $50 a month. If you want just the basic stuff like the affiliate package, $3.99 a month. Or you can stream for free and get nothing. There's probably going to be a free package. This is just me speculating. I think there's going to be a free package where you just stream and you don't get emotes, you don't get a sub button, you don't get anything. And you get the very basic encoding. You get very basic stuff. Kind of like somebody who is not affiliated today. The affiliate's probably going to be like a $3.99. Partner might be $5.99, or the two might be the same. And then they're going to probably have some corporate packages on top of that. I really think they're going to monetize. I do.
being hit as much as it is, and especially with the rise of short form content, it feels to me, again, this is not any insider information, but it feels to me like their focus is entirely on shorts, and they had a limited amount of resources.
Oh, it is.
They were planning on putting to live streaming. They're like, hey guys, this is going to be a lot of money spent and very little money gained. However, TikTok is making ridiculous money. Let's put money over there instead. And look, I don't know if that's not true, or maybe it's partially true, but it's just a gross oversimplification. But either way, YouTube is not feeling like a great place for people to jump ship to and stream full time on. It seems more like a supplementary place for people to.
And this is coming from a guy who left Twitch to go to YouTube. So that's saying something.
To make videos and then connect with their audience over there once a week, once every other week, and monetize another way. The real meat I want to talk about just in the last couple of weeks is Kick and Twitch. Individually, both very interesting. Together, super interesting. So let's jump into that. Something I get asked a lot is, how do I get good audio when I know nothing about audio? Well, good news. There is an amazing video.
News, everyone.
Twitch can really only be described right now as a dumpster fire that has been picked up and dropped into a larger dumpster, which has then been set on fire. Now, what's happened recently? Let's go over it. So first off, Emmett Shear, their CEO of over 16 years, just quit.
Yeah,
and let's be real. The guy has been checked out for a while. He actually deleted Twitch out of his Twitter bio like a year ago. The guy, who I've never met, seems to me like a guy who was a creative dude, had a really cool idea, which happened to turn into a massive billion-dollar company, and frankly had no experience running a giant company. And I feel that. I empathize with that a lot. But due to one reason or another, his experience, the extremely fast growth, whatever, was not prepped to run a company like Twitch. Maybe did the best he could. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's been a wild ride recently. He left, and a lot of things have changed since then. He left, and he left it up to Dan Clancy, who's been high up there, basically the number 2 for a while.
Has a lot changed since he left? I don't know. I mean, maybe since he checked out, like he said, he checked out last year, but it's only been a couple of weeks, and the only thing that's really happened, I guess I could say the only thing, is they had layoffs, which, probably wasn't something they decided at the last minute, but we'll see.
A while now. If you're not familiar with Dan Clancy, it's the guy who wrote the letter to Twitch streamers saying the reason that the split is 50-50 is because we wanted to show you that we're all in this together. I don't know who signed off on that being put in that newsletter, but that was
such a bad statement.
It's like he was trying to manipulate you, and he was just really bad at it. This is also the guy that multiple large creators have met with and walked away from, saying this guy is completely out of touch, has no idea what he's doing. So really looking forward to this new era of Twitch. And then, of course, immediately afterwards announced there are massive layoffs, not only to Twitch, but also just Amazon as a whole, and 400 Twitch employees are being let go. And this announcement came, by the way, it's Thursday night, the 23rd. This announcement came like last week. They announced 400 people were going to be let go, and they haven't announced who yet. All these people.
Oh, as of this video, people are posting that they got laid off. So that the layoffs are happening or have happened. So as of this video here, they weren't announced, but they are now.
People are coming back to work every day not knowing if they have a job next week. Like that's wild. This guy's been CEO for less than a week, and already he's destroyed the morale of all the streamers and all the employees. So I can see why people are moving to Kick.
Well, I wouldn't say that's true. He said the guy has been a CEO for less than a week, and he's already destroyed the morale of the employees and the streamers. That was already going on. That was already going on before he got, or before he took over. That was what I mean. People been singing the just that Twitch is going to be, if not dead, dying for like the last 4 or 5 years now. So it's been a gradual decline for Twitch. I wouldn't say he was the catalyst that did it all. I think it's kind of sad that he inherited it. It's kind of telling that he shows up and then all of a sudden 400 people are getting let go. And but Emmett was there, but like you said, Emmett was kind of like a figurehead, I guess, for the last year. So we'll see.
Kick. And I mean that, by the way, as a big skeptic of Kick, I have a really hard time saying, no, don't go to Kick, stay on Twitch. That's where you're safe. It just sounds ridiculous to say that. The bottom line with Twitch is don't expect things to get any better. The way Twitch is the way Twitch will be unless Dan steps down and someone who knows what they're doing is taking its place. But it looks like it's being more.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't think one person's going to come in and turn around what's happening at Twitch, because it's a systemic problem throughout the entire business model, company, philosophy. It's been that way. It's just been going that direction for too long. That train is already at critical speed. Nobody's going to come in and just stop the train. It's going to keep going this way. And I would not attribute the problems at Twitch. I wouldn't attribute the problems at Twitch to Dan Clancy. I wouldn't, because it's like I said, this been going on for years and years and years. It's been a build up, and it's been a problem that's just been getting worse and worse and worse. The wound is festering and the infection is spreading, and Dan he just comes in and he has to inherit this.
More and more.
But Dan is not innocent either. He's not. I mean, there's some bad decisions being made today, so he's not innocent either.
Assimilated into Amazon, and who knows, maybe they'll sell the tech at some point soon, because it looks like they're not really trying anymore. So is that the advice? Go to.
Well, they are. They're doing. Twitch is releasing and doing a lot of stuff. They are. I wouldn't say they're not trying. They are trying, but it may be too late.
Kick. Well, let's talk about Kick. Got a lot of people moving over to Kick. Got a lot of big streamers moving over to Kick, but it seems like I see two things about Kick on my Twitter timeline. I either see a bunch of small to medium-sized streamers saying, I want that 95-5 split, I'm moving over there now, or I see Aiden Ross either showing porn or talking with Nazis on his live stream, completely unmoderated. I don't know what to think about like the culture.
I don't see any of that. I guess because my Twitter feed is a little bit more filtered. I don't see the Nazi porn stuff. Good. I don't want to see it. But I do see people talking about Kick, and they're posting screenshots of all the gifted subs they got and the projected split they're going to get, the 95-5 split. Like I said, that's the hook. That's the hook that Kick has. Is like, hey, you're going to make more here than you do at Twitch. YouTube has the same hook. You know, they're like, you're going to get I think YouTube is 70-30, right? For memberships. So they do have the same kind of a hook over there at YouTube. But then doesn't necessarily mean that's a place you want to move, because it could hurt you more than it can help you. There's a lot of factors going into this. So.
And the TOS, because it doesn't seem like there is any. It's this weird enigma that took advantage of this opportunity and hasn't really considered any of the important variables around it. They saw streamers upset with the 50-50 split, and they said, screw it, we are a gambling company. That's not how we make our money. Let's give them 95% and do something that Twitch cannot replicate no matter what. And that's kind of all they have going for them, a 95-5 split, which I get it, that's enticing, but I want to talk about that real quick. I said this in the.
Do you really need much else today, though? Like, think about it. If you look at Kick right now, it's a carbon copy of Twitch. They literally copy pasted the site and they put a different color on it. So a majority of the features that you get on Twitch are on Kick already. Some of the major features. I think they just added clips. I think they have clips. And a big thing is that they got a mobile app. I think a lot of people were crying for a mobile app. So they got a mobile app now, which is pretty popular on the App Store. But what else do you need besides a functional chat, video, clips, and a community? So they don't have much left to add to catch up with Twitch in terms of functionality and features and a place where a streamer can grow. They don't have to add very much. YouTube can't get that right. YouTube, I don't know what the stubbornness is about their interface, but their chat video experience compared to Twitch and Kick are not geared towards live. And Kick is clearly built for live. Clearly built for live. So I think people are more likely to switch to Kick than they are to YouTube at this moment for live. Not for everything, but just for live. Kick seems like a better solution than Facebook. And even to me, it seems like a better solution than TikTok. TikTok has been dropping the ball on live either. He's not talking about that in this video, but I tried to get on the TikTok live train, and it's been brick wall after brick wall. It seems like there's nobody over there doing anything with TikTok live. It's like it's just running itself. And if there's problems, oh well, you know, they don't even care about it over there. So Kick seems to be the major site that's caring about live streaming on the surface, but it's a gambling company. Everything ain't what it seems.
In the last video, I grew up in Nevada. I'm very familiar with casinos, and that's what Kick at its core is. It's owned by Stake. It is a gambling company. It is not a live streaming platform, and that same advice I talked about Facebook applies here. This company's monetization strategy has...
Is it not though? Because it is a live streaming platform. I mean, we could have our opinions about whether it's a good one, but it has all the pieces. It has all the pieces. You can stream from OBS. You can chat. People can gift you subs. You can get subs. I don't think they have anything similar to bits, but I think that was teased on a video somewhere that they're working towards. That they have. It's technically a live streaming platform. Now, whether it's a good one or a bad one or a viable one remains to be debated, but it's more of a live streaming platform than Facebook was. And that is sad. But, you know, I think the reason why I shouldn't say that's sad, because they copy Twitch. Like, the site is a 1 to 1.5 copy. It's like, man, I don't know how they got the code for Twitch, but it seems like they got the entire styling, everything, the flow, just where if you just cover up the Kick logo on the site, you would think you're on Twitch with a different color scheme. It really is that close. So it is a live streaming platform. I think the debate that we're having today, and I think in a lot of places, is it a viable one or is it a good one?
Nothing to do with the success of their streamers. It's entirely based on how much exposure they can bring to their gambling. How many people they...
Let's be real now. Since Twitch was bought by Amazon, what has been their thing on there? How many people we can expose to Amazon Prime? How many people we can expose to Amazon Luna? How many people we can expose to Amazon Payments? How many people we can expose to Amazon everything? Let's be real. Twitch is in the exact same boat. There's an ulterior motive with Twitch as well. It's all about promoting Amazon.
Can get addicted to gambling so that they can, I'm going to use the word, they can steal from them. That's what gambling is, by the way. Gambling is theft. It's legal theft.
I missed that. How do you get there?
How many people they can get addicted to gambling so that they can apply. That's last video. I grew up in Nevada. I'm very familiar with casinos.
Okay.
And that's what Kick at its core is. It's owned by Stake. It is a gambling company. It is not a live streaming platform, and that same advice I talked about Facebook applies here. This company's monetization strategy has nothing to do with the success of their streamers. It's entirely based on how much exposure they can bring to their gambling. How many people they can get addicted to gambling so that they can, I'm going to use the word, they can steal from them. That's what gambling is, by the way. Gambling is theft. It's legal theft. They can afford to give 95% of their...
That's kind of a paradox. You can't have legal theft. If it's theft, it's illegal. So what they're doing is they're running a scheme. They're running a game. And that's what companies do. They run a game. They take your money and they give you something and they make money off of it. That's what they're doing. I wouldn't say it's legal theft. That just doesn't make sense in my brain. Either it's theft or it's not.
Their sub revenue to streamers because gambling is so lucrative.
I understand there's gray areas. I do understand there's gray areas to all of this. But if it's legal, I wouldn't call it theft. You can call it a scam. There are legal scams out there where people promise one thing and you think you're getting that. There's a lot of that in products too. There's a lot of that in video games. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you about some of that in video games where you think you're getting one thing and then you buy it and you end up getting another thing. But technically the company they're not liable for doing anything wrong. So I think it's more along those lines that I would call legal theft. This is all semantics, whatever.
Lucrative. I mean, think of all the people we've seen lose millions. We got Slicker that has lost millions of other people's money. We got DNP3 who lost millions of other people's money. We all got super upset about it on Twitter. And then we're jumping straight over to Stake. And what concerns me most is that most people aren't seeing the parallels between what Kick is doing and what casinos do, which is throwing out the giant flashy signs, making the place look exciting and fun, all the showgirls and everything, and just like, ooh, this is a place of excitement. And then, of course, the promises. The showing the jackpot money on the screen. This could be yours. You could become a millionaire tonight.
Yeah, Twitch did the same thing though. They literally did the same thing. Where they I think it wasn't, I don't know if it was around 2020, but it was before the lockdowns. But they were really pushing Ninja as the face of this, where you can make a living off of streaming. The whole thing about what people do when they work from home, and they said, with Twitch, you can get subs, you can do this and do that. We're empowering the streamer to where you can make a living. That was like a speech they gave at TwitchCon many times about how you could become a full-time streamer, and it was a complete and utter lie. None of it was true. It was so blatantly wrong that they could tell people that they could become a full-time streamer just by turning on the camera, just by getting a few subs here and there, and they can live off of that. And it was not true. So there's some parallels here. We're talking about like marketing, right? Steak's marketing and Twitch's marketing, they're not that different in terms from a streamer standpoint. And by no means am I excusing what Kick does or what Steak does, nowhere. But we got to be real here, man. What he's describing is marketing. Like, you're going to overpromise quite a bit. And hopefully, because, people will see the truth of it before they buy into it and before they invest. I used to tell people all the time, don't quit your job to become a streamer. Twitch was like, you could quit your job and you could become a streamer. They were all but saying that at TwitchCon.
This is how casinos work. It is enticement, it's false promises, and then it's pulling the rug out from under you once you're hooked. And Kick mirrors that a lot. Try to find substance in their platform. You can't, because it's literally a copy and paste from Twitch. Their entire marketing strategy is the...
Can I say this? Twitch, their current design right now. Some of you may not remember this. Twitch's current design is a copy and paste from Mixer. When Mixer was full-blown, full steam ahead, they were doing unique stuff over there. That's why I really like what they were doing. Twitch copied it. Copied and pasted it. Down to the headers, down to everything. And I would call it out. I was like, man, they just copied Mixer. So to say that Twitch has substance and Kick doesn't, pot calling kettle black a little bit, because Twitch did the exact same thing with Mixer. They copied and pasted their layout for their homepage, for a lot of different assets, because it was good. I think that's a good form of flattery. But to say that they don't have substance because of that, nah. I do admit that Kick did a lot of copying. They did a lot of copying. They didn't make a lot of the stuff their own. But Twitch was not too far from that when they copied Mixer's layout.
95.5, because if you just spend more than 5 seconds looking at the website, you realize they didn't spend any time building it. This whole platform for streamers is just Twitch's platform turned green. It's just concerning to me.
That I agree with. It's pretty much a copy pasta with very little changes to it. I do agree with that, but I'm not letting Twitch off the hook here, because they copy Mixer all day, every day.
Me to watch a company put zero effort into building a culture and a business and a platform to help people to help content creators grow their own businesses. There's no effort done there. Instead, they're...
What's sad, though, is he just talked about how YouTube's not doing anything. And Kick has already done more than YouTube did for live in a matter of a month or two. So what does that say about YouTube when it comes to live streaming? I'm serious, man. It's like these companies, they only invest so much time and effort into live because they see it as a money pit, right? And like he even said that, Kick is a casino company. They don't make money off of live streaming. They got billions. They basically, they're printing money with their casinos. They're printing money. I don't know if people know how much casinos make, but it is disgusting how much they make. So they can take this as a marketing. This could be a marketing arm to run the entire site. They probably have the budget that Twitch has for their entire company in their marketing. That's how much money they have. It's silly how much money they have. That's why they can afford to sponsor these streamers for 7 figures. These streamers are like these big streamers on Twitch that were getting sponsored by Steak at the time. They were getting massive checks to spend that amount of money on stream, but they would get that money on stream. They would get that money for streaming. 7 figures. It's silly how much money they have. So I really think we got to be careful when we want to single out Kick for doing this and that, when Twitch is really guilty of the same thing in a lot of different ways. Again, I'm not excusing Kick for what they do or Stake what they do, but we got to be real here. We got to call a spade a spade. We got to, if you're going to say that about Kick, you got to mention the same thing about Twitch and Amazon.
Using those enticement tactics, and then they're feeding into the narrative that people are so upset about, which is Twitch takes half of your money, which they do, by the way. This is a valid tactic, but Twitch takes half of your money. We don't do that. You get scammed at Twitch, don't get scammed over here. And the point that I'm trying to make is they just haven't scammed you yet. Gambling is all.
And we can talk about Google here too. Google promises all this stuff, and the money they make off of your data and off of the ads and off a lot of things that happen over at Google, we're getting scammed there too. Again, man, you got to call a spade a spade. All these companies are in it for themselves. They're not in it for the creator. They can say they're in it for the creator, but at the end of the day, they're there for the bottom line, right? They're there to make money. And I think Kick is doing the same thing. You got to respect that. You basically got to say they're looking out for themselves, rather than saying this is a company that's not caring about the creator. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that stance to say that they're the only company out there that's not caring about the creator. Because ultimately, Amazon doesn't care about the creator either. They might say they do, but they don't. I mean, that's why everybody's complaining. That's why everybody's up in arms. That's why they're leaving. That's why things happen. People go, Twitch, how could you? How could you? Because they don't care. They don't care. They say they care, and you guys believe that they care, but the truth is they don't care. It's a business. You got to remember that.
Always fun until it's not. So now what am I saying? Am I saying go back to Twitch? I'm laughing because the answer is not in favor of any of these. I don't like any of the streaming platforms right now, and it's becoming more.
Yes, there you go.
More apparent to me that unless you are in the top 0.01%,
yep, there we go.
Streaming cannot be profitable.
Thank you.
Never give the return.
I'm glad somebody said it. I'm really glad somebody said it, because that's where I was going to. They all suck. they all, because streaming in itself, the whole practice of it is awful right now. They all suck.
Earn on the investment that you put into it, because that's just the way this structure is built. The best advice that I can give any aspiring content creator in the content space, and please understand how earnest I'm being with this, as someone who was in love with the streaming space for a long time. The absolute best advice I can give is to make streaming supplemental content to video content.
Okay.
Focus on TikToks and shorts.
There you go.
And reels, whatever. You can post that.
There it is. There's the upsell. While you're at it, get vertical. No, I'm just kidding. But he's right. Streaming shouldn't be your main thing. I've been saying that for years.
Those are all the different places that you should do that. Focus on creative video content. Focus on learning a skill that makes you unique. Focus on being a marketable entity, and then use live streaming for additional marketing, for additional revenue, for additional reach, for additional intimacy with that audience.
This sounds like an extended session of Stream Smarter, my series on YouTube. There's a lot of things I said in this.
Because the way that this normally flows is people find short form content. That's the most discoverable content there is. This is the filter, by the way. They find short form content, and from the short form, they're willing to watch the long form. And then they get addicted to that long form content. They build that relationship with you. They see that content of substance, and they want to see the person behind that, and they watch your live streams. Very rarely does someone go from short form content to live content. That is a huge leap. The normal.
No, it's not, because okay, he's right. He's right. That's probably one of the more common progressions, to go from short form to long form to live. But when you're talking about certain games, like I'm thinking about Apex Legends, I'm thinking about Overwatch, I'm thinking about Call of Duty. People go from short form to live all the time. All the time. That's why those games are so popular on the live streaming platforms, is because people, even on TikTok Live, those live streams, all those shooters I just named, people go right from the short form to live. They don't even bother with the long form. They don't. They just want to go see some plays. They want to go see some high level gameplay. They see a Shroud short, they go to Shroud stream. It's more common in shooters than it is for other things. And I think what he said is actually correct, but that exception is very important, because if you're looking at doing what he's saying and you're playing one of those shooters, you probably should understand that there's going to be some people coming straight from your shorts to your live stream. Especially if you put in your live stream your Twitch URL on your live stream, they're going to go there. And if you're not, I'm telling you, man, it happened to me. And if you're not live, they're going to follow. I posted a bunch of Overwatch shorts, a bunch of Battlefield shorts, and I got so many people follow me when I went live. I probably got and this is a lot for me, I probably got 20 people who were following me when I wasn't even live. And I know for a fact that they were coming from those shorts. Because those shorts had just came out that day. So you gotta be, he's correct. Let me just say that. He's right. The more common thing is to go from short form to long form, but you gotta be aware of what content you're doing and how it affects this stuff.
Flow chart goes short form to long form to live stream. And I would recommend diving into that. I love you. I love you a lot. And we're not sad here today.
I'm not sad.
Here's a little nugget for you that I try to always remind myself. People always ask if it's a zero-sum game or if it's not, and it's always somewhere in between. And the bottom line is, when things are going bad for everyone, that's when the largest opportunities to break through and do something fantastic are. Stream.
Yeah. And that's also where the highest risks are too. So usually the people that have that money and that risk to lose are the ones that are most successful, which is why many of the billionaires in the world are made during depressions and made during downtimes, because they have the means to take those risks, whereas other people that would normally combat those risks or be in competition with those risks are saving their nest egg just to eat and just to secure their future. So he's right. It is a time for people to excel and to expand, but it also is a time where the people that are already well off get even more well off, where the rich get richer. Basically, that's the cliche, where the rich get richer. So he's right, but if you got a lot to lose, taking that risk is very, very heavy.
Stream Beats, the music company, which, by the way, we released a new single and a music video with Fuslie. I'm going to link to that down below also. But Stream Beats took off during the giant DMCA wave, which was a bad thing to happen, but it allowed for a business opportunity. There is a scramble in the content space right now, and giant holes are being made in the map of what we're looking at. There are opportunities to fill those holes. I don't want to see any weird comments about that phrase. Find your opportunity in this weird time right now, because it's there. And as always, happy streaming.
He's right though. Overall, that video was on a lot of different points. I think he leaned it towards Kick a lot, because Kick is hot in the streamosphere now. But I was playing a little bit of devil's advocate. I don't like that term very much, but I was being I was taking a different perspective on just how you look at everything, because a lot of what people are accusing Kick of doing and their motivations and stuff like that is the same exact thing that Amazon does, and same thing Google does. They're all about making money, man. And they all make money different ways. Kick has a casino. Amazon has your data. Google has your data. They sell your data, and they make billions. They make billions selling your data. So do you want your privacy gone, or do you want, to spend your time with a casino, which is out to basically take your money anyway? You got to take a choice. You got to make a choice. And it's not an easy one. I mean, who wants either one of those? Some people just absolutely hate gambling, because it's either destroyed their lives or someone they love, or they just absolutely disagree with the notion and concept of gambling in general. And that people have strong feelings about that. And I respect that too. So if you don't want to touch Kick because they're with stake, I understand that. But if you're going to say that Kick is only there to look out for themselves and not the content creator, that's why I'm like, Amazon's actually looking out for themselves as well. That's when I break out the voice and I come at you like that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all being here for this video. You guys are the best. Speaking of the best, I know some people who are the best. These are my patrons. Go to patreon.com/Bwana. Thank you so much for being so awesome. Look at all these beautiful names. These people support me every month by going there, and they're getting benefits. They get some merchandise. They get some exclusive Discord roles. They get some exclusive Discord activities and areas. And also, they get some exclusive behind-the-scenes footage of your boy Bwana. You also do a weekly newsletter, which I actually need to record tomorrow. We get a weekly newsletter from me giving you the state of everything and just basically having a personal chit chat with you. So if any of that sounds intriguing or enticing, go to patreon.com/Bwana. $5 and up plans, they have all these benefits. The $1 plan doesn't have a lot of benefits, but if you just want to shoot me $1 to support me, that's a great way to do it. So thank you so much for supporting me over at Patreon. All right, guys, have a good day. See you in the next one.